Today in class we learned the width tool, and the width tool is one of those tools that I believe is really underused, and so today we're going to utilize it in quite a few different ways just so you can see how multifaceted this tool is. To start off with part 1, I'm asking you to take your name. You can use a nickname if you have a very long name. You're going to grab the letters here. They are editable. They're very thin lines. If you happen to have 2 letters that repeat in your name, like my first name has 2 F's, I'll just make 2 copies of this. You're going to make copies of your letters of your name, put them right down here, and then utilize the width tool to create some dimension. So I zoomed in here to show you what I did with my last name, and each letter kind of has its own unique spin. For part 2, you're going to give all the hipsters some sort of funky mustache. The weirder the better. You'll see that you have 6 gentlemen, and I showed you an example of a funky mustache here. And all you're using for this is the width tool. The width tool is located down here. It looks like a little squiggly line with 3 anchor points. The quick key is Shift W on your keyboard. For part 3, I gave you examples on the left of what these lines should look like. I wanted you to see how you can take very simple lines and shapes and create really unique things just using the width tool. Reminder that if you want to manipulate one side of your stroke and not the other, you have to hold down Option or Alt on your keyboard while you drag. And in this case, you can see that I'm only moving the right side, not the left side of my stroke. If I don't hold down Option or Alt, both sides will move. As you move down, the images get a little bit more intricate. Part 4 asks you to put some depth to your character. Look at the images on the left and really try to imitate them with your images on the right. The thickness of the line and how I moved certain points to be a little bit more pronounced than others. Part 5, I want you to imply light with width tool, which is something we do quite often. Basically, everywhere there's thicker lines, it kind of implies that that's where shadow is. So the image here on the right of your elephant, you're going to imitate the image on the left. The last part of today is where you should spend most of your time. It's where you get to be a little bit more creative. I want you to use the width tool to add depth to this robot, but I want you to consider a light source. What I mean by that is, let's pretend, I'm going to make a fake sun right here. Pretend this is my light source. If my light source is coming up from the upper left-hand corner, that means my shadows would be on the bottom right-hand corner, the opposite. So I might want to take these shapes, take my width tool, and make things lower, further away from the sun, a little thicker. It gives the illusion of shadow. When I'm done adding depth to my whole robot, I can select it and change the fill to give a nice cool color scheme to my robot at the end. Get as creative as you like. Good luck and be patient.